Any artist that is in pursuit of a career is facing fear, obsessive self-judgment, overthinking, mental and emotional barriers. My name is Luther Mallory. This is the State of the Artist podcast.
It is a banana on the counter of the love that I lost. State of the Artist podcast. This one's about image, which is the question artists ask themselves: how should I present myself as an artist to other people? That's the question, and that's image. That's creating a hook for yourself at the artist level. Who is that person? You know, we already create hooks for ourselves at the art level for the purpose of grabbing people. Let's have something in here that's easy to chew on so that they come on and they go, oh, I like that. I get it. That's why we create hooks, to help build familiarity. Well, we would build an image at the artist level to help build familiarity at the artist level. Your image is your art personified in you. And too often artists do not consider taking a chance with image. One thing we do is think about image a lot, obsess about image. But if we get to the bottom of anything, we generally don't really take a chance and go for that thing. It's very, very, very bold to do so, to create and maintain an image, even if it's just rooted in yourself. So let's talk about image, how to develop, especially considering COVID, because everyone's move to online is a bit cumbersome. That's what we're dealing with here, is really the idea of presenting yourself now in this new digital format. And so there's two ways to look at image. Way the first is being authentically, purely yourself. Think about an artist like Ed Sheeran when he came out. It doesn't seem like that guy was putting anything on. He was just like, I'm normal and I write songs. That's what it seemed like. I mean, you'd have to ask him if he had a bigger calculation. But that's what it seemed like, just authentically himself, and it grabbed and it worked. And you can do that. Furthermore, you can opt out of thinking about it in the very least and let it happen naturally. That's okay. But if we're considering image, you could be authentically yourself at a baseline. And then imagine being authentically yourself, but then identifying the qualities in yourself that make you uniquely you. So the stuff that growing up in your whole life, people have been like, you know, like your buddy Jonathan goes, hey, you're really funny. And you go, really? Okay. And you attach to that and you go, oh, I'm funny. That's a quality you have that is uniquely you. It's a strong quality that could be a strong hook. And to identify those qualities, you're weird, you're smart, you're ugly, you're whatever it is, and go, that's a unique thing. That could be a hook. You can then choose to amplify and magnify those qualities to make them a bigger caricaturized thing within you. And then all of a sudden you're easier to get familiar with, because it's like, oh, there's that crazy guy, because you're always on camera going like shit like that. That's easy for people to go, I see what that is. You think about like an artist like Machine Gun Kelly or something. It seems like he is probably a bit of an assertive dick in real life, probably. And he used that and he extended upon it to do this thing, build this hook out of it and go, yeah, I'm like the bad boy thing. He probably knows that that's what he is. So he's building it up a little bit. And maybe that's completely authentically him. You'd again, like Ed Sheeran, you'd have to ask him what he calculated. But it seems like he's an overblown version of his natural self. So that's in the authentic category, right? And anything added to that, being extreme within your qualities, takes a lot of risk. So that's way the first, authentic. Way the second would be persona. Way the second would be if you look at Heath Ledger's Joker, and you can see that that's a character he has developed that's almost completely detached from him as a person, to the point where if you just saw the Joker in the movie and then you saw a Heath Ledger interview, you'd probably be like, I don't know what to expect from this, authentically from this person. I have no idea who this guy actually is. So you've got a character he's developed there where instead of identifying qualities in himself that he wishes to accent authentically, he's built a character by uncovering qualities that he doesn't actually have, that this character has, and using those and amplifying those because he's not a serial killing mob boss. So he has to go, how do I take that quality of being a psychopath and amplify that? That's building a character. That's acting. Fewer people do that, but it's super fucking cool if you're the type of person to do it. Commit to something like that. But more likely, and certainly more likely as we get further on in the social media thing, where authenticity is more and more important because it shows vulnerability, and then it shows people who you really are, and then people can get to really know and like you. So most likely you're choosing the authentic path. And the authentic path requires, at the root, total honesty. But then on top of that, risk to lean into those qualities that you have and you could utilize and leverage for familiarity building and hooks with people. You go, oh yeah, I want them to know this about me. Me, for instance, I've been told my whole life I'm a few things: funny, intense, and weird. Yes, those things. And I like all of those things, and it makes me step back and go, oh, cool. All right. So I can totally choose to do that and just be like those things and just do whatever I want to just amplify those things a bit and just have people decide about me more and go, oh yeah, okay, he is funny, or he is weird, or he is intense. And I go, I know that I can sort of hang my hat on those qualities and just be weirder and just make people go, that's a weird decision. I can leverage that for more attention. And then people get to decide or not. And they go, that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen, and get the fuck out of here. Or they can get on board and go, I like this guy because he's weird. So that's really the game. And the reason it helps so much looking at image as an artist is it helps you in life as a person, because you get to take 10 minutes after this episode and walk around the house and think about your outstanding, interesting qualities. What really does define you as a person? What is the most interesting quality that you have? How are you unique, really? Look for the patterns. People have told you this stuff. And then you get to go, I'm that thing. And then you could start to look at how to amplify that thing to use as a hook. Then you've got yourself the beginning of an authentic image, and you have yourself the beginning of the answer to who am I? Well, you are a makeup of these things. And primarily people really respond to this quality and this quality in you. You know the answer to it. It's the beginning of making your image that answer. State of the Artist Podcast. It is a bit